Hey, Anthony here from the Best in the West. We got another banger video for you. It's floating steps with a little retaining wall, a driveway, the side of the house. It's a really custom sandblasted. You guys seen the look I do, the designs I do. What I've been doing the last couple of months is I've been revamping my business from top to bottom. I cut a bunch of overhead out because people don't understand what's coming and the slowdown and recession that's coming. I do. So that's why I started a consulting business. And last video, I mentioned about the consulting business, and I got 3 people that I was going to go to other people's states, but I decided I live in paradise. I'll streamline it. I'll take them to the beach. I'll take them spearfishing. I'll teach them how to pump and everything I'm doing, floating steps, whatever they need to know. And I got about 5 consulting calls over the phone. So what I'm doing is I'm charging $200 an hour on the phone. And if you want to learn $1 million trade from a master, it's $5,000 for the week. And I've already got the hotel set up. It's $140 a week. I have a car they can drive. I'll be a tour guide, take them to the beach, take them fishing, deep sea, Catalina, bike riding, whatever they want to do. So I'm going to make it like a dream trip. And the whole concrete business starts with the pump. If you don't have a pump, you're a joke. If you're using a buggy or you're using a wheelbarrow, the quality of the work is completely different. And if you don't believe me and you want to do it a different way, my advice would be get a wheelbarrow, air the tires up, wheel concrete for 10 years, and save your money and buy the coveted Georgia buggy, and you'll be at the pinnacle of success, I guess. But if you want to stand out, like the people there's a guy who came out, you'll see him in the video, his name's Frank from Blue Lizard Concrete. He came out from Louisiana. He was a visionary. He was an entrepreneur. He's a concrete contractor. He bought a brand new pump from watching me on here, and he's doing exactly what I told him, and he's not going to fail because I won't let him. I'll have a WhatsApp if you're pumping from after you've come out here for a consultation. I could coach you over the phone with whatever you need. And I can guarantee you what no college, no trade school can guarantee you to make $250,000 a year with a pump. And that's what you could do. I've talked to people in every state. They charge like $700 to $1,500 to pump a load. Do the math. You're going to make $250,000 and be home by noon every day. And you want to stand out where you're from. So all these other states that don't have pumps and they're doing it this other way, like they did in the 1930s, except their wheelbarrow has a motor on it. And what are you going to learn? How to mag float, how to kick screed piss wet concrete? I mean, it's ridiculous. So if you want to go be a 5-star contractor, that's what I am. When you get into gated communities in the richest neighborhoods in the world, you're a 5-star contractor. And to go even farther with it, that's why they put me on Popular Mechanics, Interested in Engineering, Home and Garden. That's why I'm in all these magazines. That's why they picked me. I never went on YouTube to get subscribers or any of that stuff. I didn't see the point of it. I mean, I know how it works. I'm not stupid. I could post shorts all the time and TikToks and blow my numbers up, but I don't see the significance to do it. I never really saw it. Because when I came on here, I was out of the gate. I was on a public forum. So I was giving up all kinds of information, what mix I used, how much I was charging. Everybody else, I read the comments when I started. They would say, oh, I don't talk about that. Hit me up on Facebook. And now they're all doing it because I forced their hand. And it's kind of funny to hear them lie what they charge, you know. But if you want to be 5-star, you got to stand out where you're from. You got to believe in yourself. You got to present yourself. And it's all about marketing. And with the slowdown coming that people don't understand, which I do, I could tell you when it's going to end too. And I can market your whole business if you have me consult for you. I could tell you exactly how to market it, what to do, you know, how to do the whole thing. And it's all about marketing. You want to stand out. Okay, now speaking about marketing, when I marketed my YouTube channel, I marketed it from a consumer's perspective. If I was watching from a house and I wanted concrete done and I looked at this video, I made them straight to the point. I made them really informative, and I just put 5-star work up. So I marketed myself to get work. And to illustrate my point, every job I've gotten on here is from YouTube. In the last 9 days, I netted $40,000 off YouTube because people ask me how much I make off YouTube. It's kind of arbitrary because every job I've gotten is not directly off YouTube the way I marketed it. For an example, the Stairway to Heaven job with the stairs and everything, the retaining wall, that was $200K. I got that off YouTube. The J-Ditch job was $80K. I got that off YouTube. The bench with the diamond grooves was 65. That's almost 400,000 in work. And I'll state something else that no one will ever tell you. When I first started YouTube, I got monetized in like 2 or 3 months, something like that. I don't remember. It was fairly quick, maybe 3 months. And the first check I got was $1,500, and I'm like, oh, this is pretty good. So I kept up the pace. The next month, the check I got was $1,800. Okay, it's going up. The next month was $4,000, and that went on for about a year. I got about $4,000 to $5,000 a month check from YouTube. Then I was putting so much work into it, but I was making so much work off of it. I was just going to put custom stuff and post what I wanted because I'm making so much money off the jobs I'm getting, and that's about $10,000 you'd have to pay in advertisement a month for what I'm getting off of it. I don't just put job after job after driveway, patio, driveway, same stuff over and over. Those are people who can't get attention with their presence alone, so they want to keep posting this stuff and you know, hey, look at me. There's Frank right there from Louisiana, Blue Lizard Concrete out of Mandeville, Louisiana. He bought a brand new 545 Olin. You know, and if you don't want to do it this way, get yourself some muckers and puddlers and rake concrete from one end of the joint to the other. You know, he just bought a pump. He came out for 9 days for a consultation. We went to my yard. We unclamped the system. We clamped it. We went over it and over it. You'll get a private video from a separate camera, not my YouTube camera, of what you and I went over. And it'll be itemized where you can reference it when you're pumping or whatever you're doing. And we could do a WhatsApp when you're pumping if you're stuck, and I'll fix it over the phone. There's the floating steps right there. That's when a 5-star contractor, you want to do stuff other regular guys can't do. I put myself in a different lane. I'm not doing standard driveways and patios. I'll do it, but they see me from YouTube and I'm getting the job, you know. I want to distance myself from other people. You just do regular stuff. You're going to bid against 4 or 5 other guys, and they're gonna take the cheapest guy. But when you go high-end houses, gated communities, you're not bidding it against very many high-end guys because only the rich people pick. There's certain names that they pick and have bid it. And lately they've been asked, the homeowners that I got the jobs from told me that the other contractors asked if I was there to bid it because they're not even going to give them a price, because when you come out second best time and time again, you're going to go the opposite way, and that's what's happening. I'm getting a buzz. Now I'm going to go full-blown into YouTube, you know, and I'm going to go after more work and put more custom stuff up and more high-end stuff because there's a recession coming, and I'm going to prove another point. We're going to see whose business was built on clay or bedrock, what the foundation is. I didn't come on here putting up a soap opera or DIY stuff and diminishing my worth and in my trade and what I do, you know. I don't put DIY stuff up. You can't do this. There's Milton and the crew, Javier, everyone's here, pouring about a 5-inch slump. And you can't pour these steps all at once when you float them with the 4x4 at the bottom. You have to pour every other. So we did this job in 2 pours. But just watch how you market yourself, get the right tools. It might not be overnight. You got to pay your dues. Pumping's as tricky as it can come. But you bring a ball valve to these other states, and you're going to make $250,000 a year. And then when everyone sees what you're doing, they're going to have you pump for them. It's just going to keep going and going and going. I'll give you the mix design, the whole bit. This is the driveway. We banded it up. We put we broomed the ribbon, sandblasted the center. We floated the porch. You know, you start doing signature looks like this and stuff, and they want it from all over the world. I get calls nonstop about floating steps and different stuff I did because I stand out. I have signature things that I've done. And when I go bid a job, they ask me, when can you start? You got the job, right? I mean, that's why I made a visual library of what I do that anyone randomly can see. And then they say, oh, this guy's in Orange County. I can't believe it. And they're like so happy that I'm in their area and I'll come and do it. And in a recession, that's why in a good time, everyone looks good. There's nonstop work. But let's see who looks good. You know, if you make it through a recession, you have a real business. And what's coming is a perfect storm. And God willing, I make it through it. But the way I market it, I'm going to do some high-end stuff. So I should be okay. We had to pour this footing, too, right here for the first course because I had a first course to pour the concrete up to it. The guy's name was Kevin, who hired me on this. He found me on YouTube. Awesome guy, his wife. Everyone was cool as heck. YouTube's you get a great customer and you think, wow, I wish I could get one of those customers every time. But every YouTube job I've got is the same, full trust. You design it. I want to go with what you do. And I designed all this. and came up with the look and what he wanted. You know, when you're at that level and that kind of trust and that kind of respected, that's where you want to be. It's not overnight. I've only been contracting 4 years, if you can believe it. I was a service prior. I've only been a full-fledged contractor since I started YouTube. But I knew the marketing aspects, that in a slowdown and everything, I wanted to be able to get work without paying advertisement, and I have advertisement. That's Luis on the left. He came from up north to pump with me, a consultation this day too. So I had 2 guys out here. But if you want to learn how to pump and take it back to where you're at, they'll think you're an astronaut. I mean, you'll just absolutely kill it. It's tricky. You'll get it. There's all kinds of variables. That's Jose Milton Jr. We got the whole crew back. I revamped this whole thing, camera crew, the whole bit. So I'm going to ramp it up. You won't be a front runner if you jump on it now, because this thing's just going to launch. I mean, shorts, TikTok, you could just pound that stuff out. And if numbers impress you, you can get numbers off this easily. But like I was explaining earlier, I mean, I'm making so much directly off YouTube from the work I get and showcasing my work. There's longevity in that. Posting videos, and what if you don't and the money drops and you're banking on it? You know, I'm going to ramp it back up, and they're going to monetize the shorts coming up too. So I'll get on that bandwagon and I'll start really killing it. That's a 6-foot cutter, I believe. No, yeah, that's a 4-foot cutter. So much easier cutting the joints with like this. And all these guys using 3/4 rock and knocking the rock down, and you can just up to PSI on pea gravel. I see some guys, when I first started watching YouTube, use pea gravel and freeze areas. Some guys use 3/4 rock, so I don't know what the difference is. I don't get it, but it's all about SoCal anyway. This is a higher standard you're going to see. To illustrate another point, just look at the other work. I'm the only guy who zooms up on this stuff. There's a reason for it. And homeowners and consumers know you can't fool the paying public, you know. People on here can write whatever they want, but facts are facts, and everything I've stated on here, there's no one who can articulately debate what I'm saying. There's some kooks that write in stupid stuff, but they're just simply kooks. It doesn't really matter. I'm at the beach every day. You figure it out. I work part-time. I've never worked full-time. I mean, that's the guy I want to follow. You can go watch a soap opera. You can watch DIYs all you want. But you want to make $500,000 a year and up, I'm the guy to watch. And I'll prove every fact I've ever stated. And another thing, when Frank from Blue Lizard came down, he wanted to see the stairs, the Stairway to Heaven. We went to Laguna Beach, checked that out. We went to Huntington and checked the original floating steps I put up, and it just looks money. I could refilm those steps again if people want to see it. There's not one crack in it. Just like I stated when I put it up, it's perfect. It looks really good. And so does this. The sandblasting bleaches it out right away when you sandblast it. So the ribbons kind of hang up behind it because I didn't sandblast the ribbons. But this is the look here. You gotta have a bunch of finishers on this little tight custom stuff. And the wall, not my gig, but it came with the job, so I had to do it. But it slowed me down. I didn't make quite as much because of that thing, because you're gonna bid it for $250, $300 a foot. Excuse me. You know, it's gonna be a $30,000 wall, and you can't charge that. So you have to throw it in it with a package where you make something out of it. But I just want to do the flat work. But some jobs, you got to do whatever they entail, and it's not that busy right now. So I was all over this, and this was 3 minutes from my house. Pretty sweet. So Milton's brooming up the bands. We had Jose cutting them. In the blue there, that's Frank. He's out of Louisiana. He bought a 545 Olin. So if you're in Louisiana, hit him up. Mandeville, North Shore. I forget the name of the other city that's by him. Starts with a C. He's got a brand new pump, so he'll be hooking it up there. He's getting hooked with the ready mix and the mix design he's going to pump with. I'll give you the mix design, everything you need. I mean, come on, dude. You see work like that anywhere? That's what separates me. Floating Steps is going to come all across the country and the world. When I start selling pamphlets how to do it and telling people how to do it, they're going to start doing them all over. I'm not really in competition with people because I'm in a different lane of what I do. I can pump, I can demo, I can pour literally anything you want to pour. I have people, smart businessmen hire people that are smarter than them in areas they don't know. And then all I got to do is ask questions because I'm so visual and I know how to do it. I mean, that's literally what it boils down to. And Frank had the same philosophies and ideologies I do. He was on point. It's like I knew the dude my whole life, you know. And he's going to be. He already is successful. Now he's adding a pump. He had like a track buggy or something with that dumps all three ways. He said so. He had a really, I guess if there's a cool Georgia buggy, he has a really good one. But he's going to park that thing where it should be parked, and he's going to put the rakes in the landscaping shed with the other tools and landscaping stuff, and just use one guy on a shovel and knock it down. You know, you can see how it's done. You're not going to wheelbarrow. You can't do this level of work with a Georgia buggy or a wheelbarrow in 100-degree heat. Come on. And we're stripping the 4x4 here, and you'll see the lip on it. I left the step where Milton's standing open because you can't pour it, and we just graded it the next morning and set it up while we were putting the wall up. And we grouted the wall and poured the step at the same time. And they're going to smooth trowel Santa Barbara stucco the wall there. There you go. There's another custom Best in the West. I mean, there it is there. Once that wall is stuccoed, I'll come back and the lights are up and everything's landscaped and everything's up. We'll come in, do a refilm of this to show you different designs and different entryways. And that wall was curved. It had a pretty good curve on it. We just had to follow the sidewalk. There's a sandblast there. You can see it, I think, if you zoom up on it. That's a 3.5-inch hangover on the floaters. And it laid out. We changed the whole elevation. There's a sandblast there. That's what it looks like. And here's the final walkthrough here. Hope you enjoyed the video. And God willing, everyone keeps working. And just keep advancing yourself and thinking how to market yourself correctly. And thank you very much for watching the Best in the West.